Hello and welcome to this episode of Indie News, where we're going to take a look at all the amazing things happening this week in indie comics. Thank you for joining us as we explore the amazing things that we're covering for this coming week. We're going to go over to our section in our menu labeled This Week in Indie Comics, and we're going to tell you all about it. We have filmed the amazing episode of Kickstarter Talk issue 19, Armor Up and Go Stealth with the Gentleman Towards the Wall. Check out this amazing video where we talk about some amazing Kickstarters. And if you want to know some of those Kickstarters more in depth, those that are about to blast off of Kickstarter, we had specially featured on our show Kickstarter Last Rites, issue 19, Armor Up and Get a Room and Sell Your Soul and Go to Frontera in a Different Age. Homeward is a science fiction comic book for youth. It's a very different way. It's not Kickstarter, it's not Indiegogo, it's something different. Click the link to see what I mean. The Indie Comic Con Highway Indie Creators Roadmap is using social media this week. What that means is that you guys are going to be able to click on the link. We have everything that we need for the upcoming week on the Indie Comic Con Highway actually loaded up in this link right here, where you can add your actual stop for this week. This is a new feature that we're trying out this week, and you can see that Eddie's going to be in Fantasia Comic-Con, where you can see that Mike Pigford is going to, and Dirk Manning is going somewhere, and David Bryan is going somewhere. So add your stop right here, and here's a bigger thing of the Fantasia Comic-Con. And now all those places where people were going, I can tell you about. So in the South, in North Carolina, Mike Pigford is going to Lumberton Toy and Comic Show May 12th. Dirk Manning is going to the Vault of Midnight Detroit. That'll be on May 12th. It's a comic book and it's a signing. On May 12th of the 13th, we're going to have David Bryan, who's going to the Savannah Mega Comic Con. We're also going to be covering right now the convention scene, our site, which tells us about all the amazing Comic Cons from around the world. The May 11th through the 13th, we'll have the Toronto Comic Arts Festival, the Metropolitan Toronto Reference Library, 789 Yonge Street. In Ottawa, Ontario, you're going to have the Ottawa Comic Con. That's also the 11th through the 13th, as well as in Virginia Beach, the 11th through the 13th, we'll have Tidewater Comic Con at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. In Athens, Ohio, you'll have Rathacon. That's in Athens Community Center. On the 12th, as well as Rathacon, will be the Hampton Beach Comic Book Show. That's in New Hampshire. Through the 12th and 13th in Indio, California, will be what we just mentioned, the Fantasia Comic-Con. In Savannah, Georgia, will be the Savannah MegaCon. That's going on the 12th to the 13th. And that is all of the exits off of the comic convention scene. This week's exits are brought to you, of course, by Convention Scene. You can always check this out to see about also future engagements and future Comic-Cons that maybe even you want to try to table at. Check it out today. We're going to head back to This Week in Indie Comics and continue with the 7 Reasons to Back Section M Kickstarter. You can be a hero for Paige Thomas. Paige Thomas got into an awful accident, and you can help support her by even doing something as wonderful as just sharing the information with other people. Please, let's all become a hero for this amazing Gothic City pizza worker who has gotten a raw deal in a bad accident. We'd like to take a moment to remind you that R4AU, the Autistic Jedi program, is all about educating the public about autism. Educating and advocating for our special children is our sole purpose. Autism Awareness, R4AU, is dedicated to our daughter, Tori, the Autistic Jedi. Our mission is to advocate for awareness and acceptance. The verbal and nonverbal alike deserve a voice for equality. We will be that voice. Contact us for information on how you can help us raise awareness for research funding and understanding. And remember that this week you can support a Kickstarter with just $1 single. $1 single show support attracts attention, helps fund projects, supports creators, and creates new worlds. And if you're looking to set up a Kickstarter and need a little bit of a helping hand, check out Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding, written by the amazing Madeline Holly Rising. Armor 1 through 3, Armor 1, Issue 3, the third installment of the hit sci-fi adventure is here. Earth is invaded looking for Kaizen's weapon. The Twilight Hotel has room for you, complete Volume 1 horror comic book series. The production of Volume 1, Series 1 through 4, as an individual comic books and a single hardcover book, with horror art from Chet Zar and more. Penny for Your Soul, Pestilence, Chapter 3, Social Media Darlings, The Knights Templar in Hell, and the Babylon's seventh angel host takes flight. The Marvelous Encyclopedia of Super Birds, feather your nest with this fantastic collection of avian heroes and villains from across the Marvel Universe. Frontera, Flash of Dawn, a fair-flung, roundhouse kicking, blaster-blazing, fist-pumping, head-banging, space-bendings fantasy set just west of forever. Luminous Age, Volume 1. Dragons, monsters, and surreal fantasy sublime painted epic adventures with wizards and creatures and many myths and cultures fighting for nature. Discover a new form of magic today on Kickstarter. Section M, the Graphite Edition, a sneak peek of the upcoming first issue of the Section M comic book starring the 1960 monster hero shot from artist Ron Joseph's pencil. Stealth comic book series launch. Alan White must learn to balance and educate the youth of Termis City while educating criminals as the vigilante hero Stealth. Salvagers, Havoc of the Black Bane Part 1, The Beginning of the End is Here. The final act of the original Salvagers adventure starts here and is available for pre-order now. The Gentleman, Darkness of the Void, Oliver Solomon, and the Gentleman finds his next case to be a tale of Lovecraftian horror. Cat and Mouse #1, the first of 4-issue miniseries set in the city of New Orleans, an action crime drama comic miniseries. Walls, a tale of medieval horror. Walls is a historical fiction horror story set in the era of the Black Plague. Galaxia, Freak or God. Galaxia's Fallout meets Borderlands in this world of 100% made of snow, ice, and weirdos. Be ready to get your heart frozen. Reign of the Cthulhu, augmented reality game. Reign of Cthulhu combines t-shirt, mobile devices, and augmented reality into one fun-filled, immersive Lovecraftian game experience. And as always, we'd like to take a moment to check out The Veteran's Wife and see how you can support our veterans today. You can find Veteran's Wife on Facebook today. Thank you to all the veterans. We truly appreciate your service. We would like to give an extra special thank you to the veterans that do not want to be recognized. The silent stoic veterans, for the horrors that they have seen in war, is to them nothing to be thanked for. They don't put it out there for the world to know, for they are truly struggling, for they are now battling their own war here at home. You are not alone. You are loved and appreciated. You will always be our hero, even if you refuse the title. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Indie News. This week in Indie Comics. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for Indie Comics.